This NFL offseason is going to be very, very fascinating. I mean, looking at this free agents class, there's some quality talent in it, and plus we might have a bunch of quarterbacks on the move. And is Tom Brady retired? Is he not? I don't know. I'm recording this Saturday. I don't know. I got to call my buddy Adam Schefter, see what he has to say about it. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Baroshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. We're going to be talking about the top free agents in the upcoming class. We're going to go from position group to position group, and I'm just going to kind of give you my thoughts on these guys, as well as, hey, we're going to have a 2-round 2022 NFL mock draft for y'all tomorrow. And we got Senior Bowl week upon us. I'm also going to try to get some content out about the NFLPA Bowl and, of course, East-West Shrine Bowl. That's going on. Practices started, what was it, today? Was it today? I think so. I don't know. I need to catch up. I'm trying to catch up on the NFLPA Bowl. But let's go ahead and get into this. I'm using PFF. These aren't my rankings. Now, I didn't want to do all that Photoshopping. I'm sorry. I just didn't have the time. We're in the thick of draft season. I'm a one-man crew. But like I said, we're going to go position by position and start with this quarterback free agent class. Listen, if you need a bridge quarterback, this is the class. If you need a quarterback in general, hopefully you're able to trade for maybe an Aaron Rodgers, maybe Russell Wilson if he is on the market, maybe perhaps Derek Carr if he's on the market, Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins. So there's some names out there. That's a lot more salivated than what we got here. Jameis Winston honestly might be one of the best, probably the best option. You could get him cheap on a 1-year prove-it deal. I think it's more than likely he goes back to New Orleans if they don't want to go quarterback in the draft, especially with where they are in terms of cap space. It would be a pretty friendly deal as they got him projected about 1 year, $7 million. Next, I got Teddy Bridgewater up here. I mean, I don't know if Broncos bring him back. I imagine that they're going to make a trade for Aaron Rodgers. I really think that's probably the most likely spot. But again, it's in his name. He's a bridge quarterback at this point. Marcus Mariota is an interesting value. Like, this could be a bridge quarterback slash maybe he's a competent starter. Maybe he's a top 15 starter in the league. It's never really been that. It's been maybe like at best a top 20 at points in his career. I mean, at this point in his career, it does feel like a backup quarterback. But if you're a roster that maybe you're the Broncos and you can't get Aaron Rodgers, maybe you make a move on Marcus Mariota, and then maybe you do draft quarterback, or maybe you're like, you know what? Maybe we invest our draft capital into the 2023 class and bring Marcus Mariota in to battle with Drew Lock. Oh, man. Then we also got Mitch Trubisky, Colt McCoy. Ryan Fitzpatrick is an interesting option. I know, dude's 39. If he still wants to play, why not? Jacoby Brissett is a fine enough backup. But yeah, I mean, we're at just backups at this point with Tyrod Taylor, Andy Dalton. Like I said, nothing real special. Marcus Mariota, I might put him above Teddy, if I'm being honest. Just in terms of like value, if we could get him 1 year, $8 million, I think that's kind of fine. Have him come in there, either compete or back up, or shoot, maybe he's like your bridge starter. While you get one of these rookie quarterbacks, if you get sold on a quarterback in this class. But Jameis Winston is easily the best. Let's go ahead to the running back position. I think there could be potentially a lot of bargains at running back. I mean, yeah, starting with Cordell Patterson's been just fabulous this season. He's like, yo, guys, I wasn't drafted just to be a return man. You could use me in a few different ways. So they list him here at halfback. At 30, yeah, he's on the wrong side of 30, unfortunately, but be a solid addition for any squad. Leonard Fournette, man. Am I willing to pay $8 million a year for Fournette? I don't think I am. I know he's been good with Tampa Bay, but listen, man, running back value is a thing. I ain't spending it here. I think you could probably find cheaper alternatives out here. James Conner, he's probably on the verge of a decent deal. Like $6 million is not bad. I just don't want to get into that, like 2 years, $14 million, what the Raiders are paying for like a Kenyon Drake. There we go. It was an all right backup, but I mean, still, that's a lot for a backup running back. But James Conner really coming out having a banger year. I really think the Cardinals bring him back. I think Chase Edmonds is a free agent as well. Actually, he's the next guy right here on the list. So, yeah, like, I mean, looking at these projected contracts, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't want to make any of these moves. Sony Michelle, like, dude, if he'd be enticing, like, I think for a team like San Diego, to see what he did with the Rams. I'm like, yo, ship that guy over here. Let's get a little bit of power with Austin Eckler. Yeah, I mean, I think this is actually pretty darn good value. Melvin Gordon, they don't have a projection for him. Rashad Penny, dude, Seattle's bringing him back. Let's be honest, he's coming back to Seattle. Melvin Gordon, though, it's hard to really see him get big money. I mean, essentially, he lost his job this year to Javonte Williams. And I mean, he struggled to really find a home initially when he entered free agency a couple of years ago. Let's see if they got any. I want to see if there's any other free agents not listed here. Ronald Jones, he's a free agent. That's actually kind of nice. Maybe you could get him on a cheap deal as well, similar to like a Sony Michelle. So like I don't know if I'm paying like $8 million a year for Leonard Fournette. I'm not doing that. Even $6.4 million a year for a James Conner. I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, he just had the best year of his career. He looked like a guy that he was early on in Pittsburgh, but he still got the injury concerns and whatnot, at least there in the past. So, I don't know. I'd be a bit hesitant. Let's go ahead and go to the receiving class because this receiving class is freaking bonkers. Yeah, I said it. Bonkers. I haven't said it in a while. Davonte Adams. Sounds like they got him projected here as 4 years, $23 million. Sounds like, at least from some of the NFL guys on Twitter, that he's asking for $30 million a year. It'll be interesting to see who pays him and who's willing to pay like that much, especially like if Aaron Rodgers and Adams are supposed to be this package deal. That's a lot of money, man. Who will make the cap space for that? But looking at other guys, Chris Godwin, he's gonna ask a hefty price, maybe not nearly as hefty as Davonte Adams, but coming off the ACL, man, you know what you got with a guy like Chris Godwin, dude, one of the better separators in the NFL. I don't know if he comes back to Tampa Bay, especially if there's no Tom Brady. We'll find out. We don't know about Tom Brady. We don't know. Mike Williams also hits free agency, where he was kind of basically in the middle of a breakout season, and he got banged up a bit. But again, another guy that's going to ask for a hefty price. This is the one I'm looking forward to, Allen Robinson, because I think you could probably get him cheaper than this. You could probably get a deal where you can maybe get out in 2 years. If he is like at this stage where he just keeps getting beat up, like, come on, let's remember Allen Robinson in the past, man. He's had back in Jacksonville, he had injury concerns, right? No. Who's the other receiver at Jacksonville? Hold on, let me confirm, because cannot confirm. I'm thinking of the other guy they had at Jacksonville. And his name literally escapes me. I want to say he played for USC, but I'm pretty sure that's not correct. And then he moved on and eventually kind of like petered out of the league. I want to say it was something Lee, maybe. Let's see. Marquis Lee. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's on me. Marquis Lee. But he did have it. He did have an ACL injury back in 2017. But that looks like it was probably his only beat up season of note. So yeah, I was thinking of Lee. Dang it, dude. Look at that. My memory failing me. But I really like Allen Robinson. If you really don't want to Mike Williams, I'm pressed to put him behind Allen Robinson. Chris Godwin, I think Adams are just clear number ones. Going on to, then you get into this next tier, I would say. Antonio Brown, I ain't touching him. I don't care how cheap he is. I'm not touching him. But you got Michael Gallup. I think you can make a case for, oh wow, you got him. They got him listed way down here. DJ Chark, who's coming off an injury. Maybe you could get him at a decent price. But I mean, at his size, 6'4", he's got 4'4", 4'3" speed. He's fast. He go fast. Sounds like the Eagles already want to target him. But looking at these other guys like Odell Beckham, OBJ, I don't know, man. I think he may have enjoyed his time in LA so much that he might stay. Michael Gallup, man, him and CJ Chark might be gunning for the same type of money. That's interesting. And I might lean Chark just because I think I could get him cheaper. Gallup's fine. 4 years, $55 million total. Golly, dude, am I paying that? Do I think Gallup solid number 2? I think he can be. I think a real bargain deal teams are gonna get is right here in Juju Smith Schuster. Juju Smith Schuster. Why can't I say his last name now? I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, listen, this cat coming off an injury, kind of betting on himself, going back to Pittsburgh, didn't work out. If I could get him for 1 year, $8 million, you could get this. This is a very, very good slot receiver. And that was a problem, man. He just didn't want to play in the slot, so him and Deontay Johnson kind of fluctuated in the slot. But if you can convince Juju, I know he's a bit of a diva here and there, but 1 year, $8 million, it's not a lot you're investing for pretty darn good slot receiver. I know we haven't really seen the production there in a few years, at least top production, at least since AB left. But listen, I think you could get that's a good deal. That's a good deal. That's a good bargain. Christian Kirk, I really think Christian Kirk might warrant a bit more. He's a solid receiver. It's just, man, he was in a offense that was just throwing exclusively to D-Hop, and I don't blame him for that. But Christian Kirk, when called upon, man, he's made big plays in his career. I think it could be a solid, maybe not number 2, number 3 option. Who else we got? Will Fuller. Oh yeah, 1 year, $10 million. I ain't even paying him that. Listen, this dude's hardly on the field. Injuries are just such a concern. And as a Dolphins fan, I could speak to that. Just big concern, man. Are you gonna pay this guy just to sit on injured reserve? I don't think I'd be going out after him. Just with just better options. James Crowder, also a good cheap alternative at the slot position. Okay, so MVS is a free agent. I wasn't positive about that. But dude, if Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers said he wants Davonte Adams and apparently MVS wherever he goes, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. Sammy Watkins is gonna be out here being a free agent. 2 years, $6 million. I don't know if I want to pay him that much. Another guy that has struggled with injuries the last couple of years. Cedric Wilson could be a freaking banger deal. I think this guy's ready to like move up in the depth chart, whether that's, you know, being asked to be a number 3 in the offense. Like, he's played very well for Dallas. It's just there's a lot of good receivers there at Dallas. Braxton Berrios, very good special team option. Made the Pro Bowl this year on special teams. Keelan Cole, kind of just vet at this point. Guy's reliable depth. You can say the same about AJ Green. I don't know if I'd even really go after AJ Green. I want to pull up, see if there's any other guys. I should put NFL free agent class, because maybe I might be a bit higher on some of these cats or some of these dogs, excuse me, than PFF. Get out of here. All right, I'm looking at this right now. T.Y. Hilton, technically. And he was a little banged up this year. But I think he still might have a little bit in the tank, you know, if you want to sign him for 1 year. Emmanuel Sanders could be another cheap guy to add at depth, who's played well. Zach Pascal, dude. Oh, man. I feel like some team's going to really want to pay him. Yeah, well, not a lot, but like maybe come in to be a wide receiver 3, and I don't really think he's that. Matthew Slater, man, 36. Whew. Wonder when he's gonna retire. Zay Jones, I really think returns to the Raiders. He actually played pretty well there. I think it's worth trying to like move forward with him and see if you got a solid possession guy. Byron Pringle, another guy I think will go back with his squad. In the tight end class, actually, they got some good receiving options. Starting with Mike Gesicki, my boy. I don't know why the Dolphins thought they could replace you with Hunter Long. Just silly. He's going to be a good option. Dalton Schultz, man, that's another guy that kind of was like in 2020, was kind of like in a mini breakout, and it really broke out this season. The dude was very good. Very, very good. Rob Gronkowski. I'm telling y'all, dude, if Tom ain't coming back, Gronk ain't coming back. David Njoku, you can maybe get him maybe cheaper than this. I don't know if teams are going to really want to pay for him, because he's just not really. Well, to be fair, like I was going to say he's really not played up to his draft value, but he was drafted in the first round. Tight ends, right? Yeah, first round selection. Tight ends in the first round, man, you almost got to be really special. Though this dude's another good, if not great athlete. Zach Ertz, got to imagine that he gets brought back by Arizona. Gerald Everett actually played decent for the Seahawks this year. If they could bring him back cheap, that wouldn't be a bad re-signing. Evan Ingram, I know Giants fan want him back. They want him back. Oh, man, I wonder where he can go. Like I'm like running it through my mind right now, like places he could end up. Not a lot coming to mind. Oh, maybe the Chargers. Chargers wouldn't be a bad option. That'd be kind of fun if they want to move on from Jared Cook. Max Williams, dude. Oh, will he warrant that much money? I don't know if he will. But he's another guy that's just like, he's a solid tight end. You know, great tight end too. Solid tight end if you need him to fill in. Mo Alley Cox could be brought back to return, man. He's played pretty well for the Colts the last couple of years. OJ Howard's also another intriguing one here at 27 years old. Maybe it clicks. We've seen upside from him in years past, you know, like here and there. It's just so spotty and inconsistent. Let's see. Any other tight ends? Jimmy Graham, retire. I don't know why they got him here. Oh yeah, CJ Uzomah. But I imagine maybe the Bengals bring him back. Seems like they're on good terms. The fact Jared Cook is a free agent. So is Hayden Hurst. Yo, good. Get off that contract. Or was he still on his rookie deal? I don't know. I know he was an older prospect coming out of South Carolina. But yeah, it really looks like those are about the options. Might be some good depth guys out there like Jacob Hollister, Ricky Seals-Jones, Steven Carlson. That's another one. Will Disley, free agent as well. Ooh. All right, offensive tackle. There could be some franchise guys, You're going to have to pay a pretty penny for him as a Dolphins fan. Do it. I would love Teron Armstead. I know the guy has difficulty staying healthy. Last year he wasn't just wasn't healthy. He's missed games in the past. I know here it says, playing over 900 snaps. It's pretty solid in 2019, 2020. But he does have a bit of an injury history to him. Another one, Orlando Brown, man. Can the Chiefs shell out money to retain him? It's yet to be the question. That'll be an interesting one. Again, dude, if I'm the Dolphins, man, I'm looking at these guys, dude. I'm looking at these guys. Dwayne Brown might be a vet you bring in. Really any team, but I imagine he might, stay with Seattle, maybe retire. He's had a very underrated career. Eric Fisher also. I really feel like the Colts bring him back. But again, this is how I feel. Morgan Moses, another one that could return to the Jets. He was pretty solid this year, stepping in for Mekhi Becton. He's just quality at 30. I think he's if you are looking for just a starter on the offensive line, some guy you can rely on. Not necessarily top tier, because that's not what you need on your offensive line. You don't need top tier guys at all 5 positions. You just need guys that are average, above average, solid enough starters. Morgan Moses falls into that category. Trent Brown, another cat that just can't stay healthy. Another dog, another guy. I don't know what to call these folks. Riley Reef might be someone who returns to the Bengals, especially, man. I mean, the way they've been playing, man. He might come back on a cheaper deal. You got Fetty, though I don't think I'd want to pay for him. He's not really been a plus. He's a replacement level starter. Brandon Shell's been pretty solid. I think Seahawks could probably bring him back at a cheap price. Another guy who's just this average starter, Bobby Massey. If you don't luck out, if you're looking for tackle help, there's options. Cornelius Lucas is a wonderful option, man. Player that I'm just really waiting. I say waiting to get his shot. He's already at 30. I thought, man, Chicago, you need to retain this guy. They let him go on free agency. He goes to Washington. He plays pretty stellar football. But now he is on the move. Jason Peters, I imagine, retires at 40. You've had a great career, Jason. It's time to hang up the boots. Any other low profile? Oh, well, Cam Robinson, but I'm not throwing money at Cam Robinson. Nate Solder, no thank you. Yeah, no, that's actually probably about it. Dennis Kelly, another player you're grabbing, hoping to creep back towards average. Just a good vet, replacement level starter at this point. Let's go ahead and take a gander at the interior class. Try to run through there. I still gotta get to defense. Holy freaking moly. I can't stop talking. All right, Ryan Jensen, 30 years old, pretty solid. $10 million a year. Do I want to pay $10 million a year for him? I wouldn't mind. He's easily a top 5 center in football. Brandon Sheriff got beat up this year. He has had injury problems in the past. Don't know if Washington brings him back because of that. But he is going to demand a hefty price because when healthy, he's a top guard. Lincoln Tomlinson. I've really underestimated what he can do in San Fran. I was like, this guy's a replacement level starter. But no, he's more than just even an adequate starter. He's really found his groove there for San Fran. I can't imagine him going anywhere else. Connor Williams, if you like penalties, this is your guy. But he's still young. Can turn it all around. I'd surprised James Daniels isn't higher up the list. Rumor is he might be moving to center for the Bears, so could be back like long term. So I don't know. We'll see. That again, I say rumor is. It's just something I heard. Ben Jones, man, bring him back. Tennessee. He's still playing great football in his career. Andrew Norwell. I think you could get him for a pretty decently cheap price just because he signed that big contract with the Jags, never really lived up to the billing. Like, he's been fine, but he signed like he was going to be a top 10, top 15 at the very least. He really hasn't been that. Brian Allen, dude, I'm telling y'all right now, he is going back to the Rams. He might ask for a lot of money. Really came into his own here after. Was he hurt last year or did he opt out? I can't remember. But he really had a rough go the first 2 seasons. And it was just surprising to see him really pan out. Austin Corbett, really good replacement level starter. Alex Kappa, kind of in a similar vein. Like, these are guys that are, hey, if they're starting for your line, if they end up being the worst starters on your line, you probably got a good offensive line. Mark Glowinski, he's kind of been the prime example of that for the Colts. Yes, they have a great players at other positions on their offensive line, but if Mark Glowinski is you're the weakest part of your line, you're in good shape. He's a good player. Quinn Spain, really kind of on the wrong side of his career. Just hasn't been the same guy since that final year in Buffalo, where it just didn't play well, eventually got released. Where's the Quinn in Spain? I know Matt Paredes hasn't really been I would say hasn't really been that solid the last few years. Ted Karras, probably one of the best backups in football. I was so mad, technically backups, but he played some time this year for the Patriots at guard because of injuries, but that's guy can play the center position as well. I was mad when the Dolphins let him go, and then he just signed for cheap to the Patriots. Really ticked me off. Another underrated player there. Bradley Bozeman. Nothing to get too excited about. A guy that does have some guard and center versatility. I'm a big Karras guy, dude. I'm not going to lie. I'd have him a lot higher on this list. All right, let's go ahead. Let's start the defense. Let's start with the interiors because there's some good vets on this list. Akeem Hicks, Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell, honestly, might end up retiring, but he's still playing at a very high level. Keem Nicks. Him and Matt Nagy just can never get on the same page, man. That's probably more of a Nagy problem. Fatukasi, I don't see him leaving the Jets, but very well possibly. Like, one of the probably better run stuffers in all of football. So it's not like I'm going to be throwing a lot of money at him just to come in and do that. BJ Hill, I imagine, gets retained, man. Played very good football for the Bengals this season after being traded for. DJ Jones is a good depth guy. Linval Joseph, again, in that part of his career where it's like, might be better to have him just happy along for the ride. Sebastian Joseph at Day has put up some solid play in limited playing time, but again, playing next Aaron Rodgers will do that for you, so I don't know if I'm going to pay this guy $10 million here to do that. Malik Collins, man, it feels like Malik Collins has been in the league forever, dude. He's only about to turn 27. Just another depth guy. Shauna Richardson, I wouldn't mind throwing a little bit of money, see if he can be a really good like pass rushing specialist. I still think you could get a year or two out of him. Tim Settle, looks like he's just played a rotational role. I can't really tell you much about Settle, but that's a very good Washington offensive line to see, even just 200 snaps. Dude, Nichols, I'd have a bit higher, man. He's 25. He plays that 5 tech role like pretty efficiently. Could kick into the 3. I mean, dude, if who's the other Chicago Bear now on the Jaguars? Got pretty decent money. It's like Roy something, but yeah, I'd be willing to pay. I mean, I was surprised that cat got that much money from Jacksonville. It shouldn't surprise me, but Nichols, very solid. Harrison Phillips he's alright, man. He's alright. Been a pretty decent pass rusher for Buffalo on the interior. Obviously, Ed Oliver is the show there, but that's another team that's probably looking to get a bit better on the interior. So again, you got a lot of vets in this interior class. Edge rush. I mean, you already know we're gonna start it with Chandler Jones. So he's gonna be 32 by the time he gets signed, but still playing at a real high level. 2 years, $16 million a year. I'm paying that, especially my team, to get them over the hump. Von Miller, kind of in a similar boat, though. Did have was he hurt in 2020? Pretty sure he was. Javion Clowney, oh man, I don't know if I'm paying. Like, he might see another deal similar to the what was 1 year, $10 million Cleveland paid him. Randy Gregory, probably go a little bit higher than this. Very good pass rushing specialist. Agba, actually, and I'm probably butchered the last name. I'm sorry, my bad. Re-signed with the Dolphins. Good on y'all, Dolphins, knowing what y'all doing. Melvin Ingram, man, he might be a pretty good, like a 1 year. I could maybe see a team pushing to 10 to 12 million to bring him in after what he has done for the Chiefs. He really almost single-handedly turned around that pass rush this season. I mean, yes, Frank Clark, very inconsistent, but his play has been up this year. Also have, obviously, Chris Jones there, but Melvin Ingram, man, been fantastic. Harrison Reddick, dude's coming off like, 15, 17 sacks on this season? Yeah, he's going to find a place. He's another guy that's kind of the stand-up situational pass rusher. Harold Landry, kind of the Iron Man there for Tennessee. So I imagine Tennessee really wants to bring him back. And I think they could. You're not giving him like top edge rusher money, but he's very versatile, could do a lot of things for your squad. Justin Houston, older player, older vet, not going to play a ton of snaps for you, but could be a good pass rushing specialist. You could make the same case for Jerry Hughes. Derek Barnett never emerged there for the Eagles. I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna pay $12 million a year to bring him into town, since his last best season was his rookie season. Jason Pierre-Paul, you just watching this guy this year, he's on the downslope of his career. Charles Harris might come back to Detroit on a pretty cheap deal. He played exceptionally well for Detroit. But yeah, no, like for the most part, like this feels like top heavy, a lot of vets, but then you got your Harold Landrys, Harrison Rex still being 27. Want to take a swing at that. But yeah, Von Miller, Chandler Jones, these guys there again, 30 plus. Let's see, linebacker. Oh man, I wonder if Campbell will get a pretty solid contract after the year he had. Came out of nowhere. Is he a late bloomer? I don't know, but the years past, this was not the same guy we saw, but I think he could really get paid, but it's going to be one of the more risky moves this offseason. Dante Hightower, not surprising me if they don't bring him back. The Patriots, he'll be 32 next year, or this next season. He could return to the Patriots on a cheaper deal. I don't know if he'll be that hot of a commodity. You got Luokone, Atlanta, really just a coverage guy. I saw a lot of snaps for the Falcons, but this is a former safety playing linebacker. Kind of shows might just be a coverage guy. This is wild because the Broncos, they got a lot of free agents and linebackers, starting with Alexander Jones, who was beat up this year. I believe they also have like Kenny Young and Josie Jewell. Josie Jewell, I'd love to bring back, especially if you could get him for cheap. Anthony Barr, didn't know he was going to be a free agent this year. Not a bad option. Look at Vander Esch is never. You have the net concerns, but has not reached that caliber we saw player in his rookie season. So don't know if I'm throwing a lot of money at him. Kazir White actually played pretty solid for LA this year. I think they could probably retain him, especially with Kenneth Murray not being good. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. And then the cornerback class. Oh, riddle me this, Batman. It's good. I don't know if J.C. Jackson hits the open market, but then you also got Stefan Gilmore, who was recovering from, was it an ACL? Not positive. But another player that's kind of like on that wrong age or wrong side of 30. Carlton Davis. So I think outside of J.C. Jackson, Carlton Davis, Darius Williams, those three, I should say, are going to be the hottest commodities. Darius Williams, you're going to want him to play in like a cover 2 zone quarters like scheme. Honestly, for the Jets, he would be someone I'd target. I really would. Carlton Davis, though, he has been very underrated since becoming a full-time starter in 2019 or maybe even late 2018. Casey Hayward, I imagine the Raiders try to bring him back. He really turned around this defense. Steven Nelson, he's still young enough to warrant bringing him back, but he started the year off really hot for the Eagles and it really cooled down. Bryce Callahan, one of the most underrated slot guys in all of football, but hey, this is a guy that's also capable of playing the perimeter when asked to do so. Dante Jackson, free agent. Wonder if they bring him back. That's kind of a curious case. Charvarius Ward, another guy who was playing that. I think it was the cornerback 1 spot, if not cornerback 2. But he might find greener pastures elsewhere. Seahawks need to sign DJ Reed Jr. long term. Like, he's been very good in a very bad Seahawks secondary. Robert Alford really feels like maybe his career's on the downslope. Injuries just too much to handle. Patrick Peterson kind of in the same boat of feels like his career could be at the end. Joe Hayden, no doubt, going to be 33. Rasul Douglas deserves to be higher. Played really good football for Green Bay. Does he return? That's like $1 million question, because Eric Stokes looks pretty good. You still got Jair Alexander. Like, cornerback depth's not a bad thing to have. I don't care what someone tells you. Oh yeah, Kyle Fuller. He's gonna hit the open market after kind of getting lost in the shuffle there in Denver. Kevin Kuhn. Xavier Rose is another interesting option. Chris Harris, not a name I expect. But yeah, then you got guys like Desmond Keene and such. But finally, this safety class. Oh, it's so good. Oh, so pretty. Oh, so very nice. Oh, man, I thought my mouse wasn't working. There we go. Marcus Williams leading up the front here as being the top safety. I wouldn't argue too much with that. I think you can make a case for Jesse Bates being the other one here. I really do. I really, really do. Tyron Matthews played very effectively in multiple roles there for the Chiefs. Could return. Marcus May, I'm telling y'all, he's heading somewhere else. Quandre Diggs has been okay for Seattle. Nothing special. See, you got Jordan Whitehead. Ooh, they got him making a little bit of guapo. Justin Reed, you could get him for cheap. He hasn't really been the same player since like halfway through his rookie or second year season, but talent is definitely there. Right, coach? Could be getting yourself a bargain. Devin McCourty, man, I think it's just very likely he retires or he returns with the Patriots. Kareem Jackson's probably in a very similar boat when it comes to the Broncos. Jaron Curse, I feel like, could be a hot commodity for like a 3-year deal. He played really good football for Dallas. Part of the reasons why that secondary was very successful in aspects. Obviously, they allowed a lot of big plays, but I think a lot of that was on the corner play. Xavier Woods, you got Deshaun Elliott. These, for being so young in their career, kind of feels like replacement starter caliber players. Terrell Emmons, Jabril freaking Peppers, athletic freak, only 26. You might have to sign me up. And then you got Ronnie Harrison, one of the better box options in this class. But I gave you a few thoughts on my guys and a few thoughts on where I think they may end up. But that's it for the video. It's been long enough. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing as always. Until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.